Okay, we are back with part number 3 of week 5 of our Dark Heresy campaign. Eli was about to do something. Oh, yeah. Eli wants to clean up his hobo sack. And I mean the bag, not saying anything else.
Wants to scrub his hobo sack.
Yeah. He's got some nasty chemicals on it. So he's decided the best choice of action is in the middle of a Imperial Guard camp to cut into their tent. Because that's a good idea. So he slices adeptly into are you taking it off the door? Like where in the parts of the... Yeah?
Yeah.
How much of a swatch are you cutting out?
That's the size of my bag.
Okay. So you just cut this piece, like,
3 foot,
basically
3
off the
foot.
door.
I'm just going to cut the door off.
Yeah, the door doesn't... Like, the one side of the tent's door doesn't... It's not there anymore. You've cut it off.
Right.
You see there was a guard sleeping inside.
Oh, hey.
He
Operative
awakens...
Yeah.
He awakens to see this man holding a knife standing above his head.
Sounds legit.
Oh my god.
Morning.
He looks up at you. You see the nose of his las pistol poking out at the top of, or from underneath his pillow, clearly pointed at you. He just says, "Morning."
Thank you. This has been needed for the Inquisition. Yeah, I'm gonna walk away now.
Okay. He lets you walk away.
Your services will not be forgotten
Whatever.
or remembered.
Shut the door. I'm trying to sleep.
Shut the door. Right.
He pushes some crates in the way.
I'll walk away.
He rolls over and goes back to sleep.
Sweet. So go set that back on the top. Did I think that's enough padding?
For what?
I don't think it's enough padding. I take the other door.
Oh.
Okay. You,
I'm gonna tell them that I'm coming this time. Sorry. Still not quite enough.
he's like kind of, he's doing that morning thing where you can only see out of one eye without it hurting, and he's like, "What are you doing?"
Official Inquisition business.
Inquisition? What are you talking about?
You haven't heard? It's all the buzz about the camp. Well, I guess you've been asleep. It's all right.
The
Don't
Inquisition's
worry.
here?
Yes.
Oh my. He kind of starts getting up.
You don't want them to catch you like that.
Good point. And he just continues to... starts getting up and putting on his flak outfit and stuff like that.
As he gets up and starts getting dressed, I grab his pillow, then head back to my bag.
He doesn't notice it. He's kind of a little preoccupied. He's kind of thinking about the fact the Inquisition's here.
When I get back, I cut the pillow open, put all my stuff inside the pillow, discard the rest of the remnants of the bag. Oh, I'll go ahead and put that other one in there, yeah. The chemical
So
stain
you
one.
cut
That might be useful.
into the pillow. Okay.
I mean, is it a thick, fluffy pillow or is it a thin pillow?
It's an army pillow. It's like a slab
Oh, it's a
of foam.
thin. Okay, never mind. I'm not cutting into it. I use that as the base in between the two layers of canvas. Place all my stuff in there and then wrap my bag back up and tie it.
Okay.
What?
Can you give me a...
Oh, you just tied it hobo bag style?
Can you give me an agility check?
It says 110, but it's still. Oops. I made it if you accept that.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so you got an idea when you're making this. You see this pillow, which is the exact thickness of the vials. It's a little bit extra to give. So you cut out holes and slots for the vials in the foam.
Yes.
And then you roll it up and wrap it neatly in your hobo roll.
He's upgraded it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hobo roll 2.0.
Did that guard leave yet?
Yeah, somewhere halfway through you cutting these intricate holes or slots for the vials, he walked out and headed somewhere down the main kind of road of the camp.
All right. After I finish rolling that up, tying it, I'm going to look inside the tent. What else is in there?
Just his cot.
All right. So there's a blanket on that.
Yeah.
That's mine now.
Okay. Where are you? How are you carrying this blanket?
I'm going to roll it up on the roll.
Okay.
So I've got a bigger roll now.
Okay. So you have this roll. How big is that's you got it from a pillow. So you have this roll the size of a standard
Sleeping bag?
maybe a little bit smaller than a sleeping bag. What or how are you carrying this on your person?
See, that's a great idea. After I get the blanket, right? And I set that on the table and I fold it over and I roll it up so it's about now it's sleeping bag size.
Okay.
So I go over to the tent and I cut some strips out to make so I can, wear like a backpack now. I'm going to makeshift a backpack out of it. I'm going to cut several strips just to make sure they're strong enough. Like bars going down the side.
Okay. Yeah. Give me
Okay.
Give me a roll of I want a roll of agility.
There you go.
You do it, no problem. Now give me a secret roll of intelligence.
Another roll?
Yeah.
A secret roll.
To see how well you made this.
It has to be a secret roll? Okay.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. No, do it in public. Do it in public. Okay. You have created a backpack.
Oh,
Thank you.
so he has a backpack now.
What's that?
He has a backpack now?
Makeshift backpack. I'll give you half. I'll give you. You can hold. You can hold this rolled up thing that you've created, or half the capacity of a regular backpack.
Sweet. Awesome. I'm going to look back at the tent with all the bars cut out of one side, the doors cut off the other, the cot with no blanket or pillow
It looks
anymore.
like a large
And-
clawed animal attacked this poor tent.
So I go and I take my knife and I poke some holes in the roof as we go by just because I want them to know it's damaged and needs repair.
Like it wasn't already obvious.
A number of the guards are kind of like giving you this odd look.
With two gods.
Yeah. Are you staying close by to him, Reparo?
I was sitting. You know what? If I saw him tearing apart the tent and all that, I probably would have taken the chair and moved back away.
Okay.
Not wanting to directly affiliate myself with his shenanigans.
I'll be done with it after that. The only other thing I wanted to do was look in the crate. And you did that, Reparo.
I did
That's
what?
your fault.
The crate?
You're the reason I want to look in the crate.
Okay.
That's good.
There is a sealed wooden crate.
Crocs meat.
Open it.
How would you like to open it?
If it doesn't open easily, I do have an axe.
destroying the tent. He starts going to town on this crate with an axe. Apparently there was LSD in that bag that broke open. Oh man.
My. Swing.
That's a miss, I'm pretty sure.
It's a stationary target. It's not moving.
Oh, okay.
You have a bonus. It's a very easy.
Whack!
So you just reef into the top of this crate.
I hope it's hand grenades that he's chopping into vigorously.
Me too!
Roll me some damage for your axe.
$10. Wow.
You splinter like the center panel on the lid, like it's just a bunch of like wooden slats, and you just crack this 4-inch gap right down. It splits right in the middle and kind of caves in, so you can see right in.
Awesome. What's in there?
It's kind of dark. You can't really see.
I'll pry that off and look.
You pop those two the crack panels off, or the one panel that's split in two. You pull that off, and you can see it's full of rations.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll grab as many of those as I can carry.
Where on your person?
I'll put them in the roll.
The roll is pretty full. Like, it's holding all
All
your
right,
vials
grab
and stuff.
an armload of them.
Okay.
Why don't you find a kitchen sink to put all that stuff into?
So you're just walking around with, like, you're just carrying as much as you can under one arm of, like, these cellophane wrapped.
You know what?
Hermetically
Dude, I
sealed.
got the answer. I'm wearing overalls. I take the overalls off from under the robe. I tie the legs. And I pile it full of those rations, and I drag the overalls along with me.
You know, you could put the legs of the overalls like around your neck so that they're hanging like down.
That's awesome too. I'm doing So I fill the legs, the overalls with rations, and I'm good.
Okay.
You look like a Twi'lek kind of, but not really.
Right.
Okay. Meanwhile, Nico is still following behind our friend here, our young guard, Jertz. So Jertz is doing his normal guardy thing where he looks around to make sure nobody's following him, and he kind of got a hint that somebody was there, but did he see them? He did not. So you see he's heading back to the... you guys reach the edge of the camp, which is overlooking a large... He's overlooking a large... it's overlooking a large cliff. There's a number of kind of industrial elevators that go up and down. They're not active right now. They would normally be carrying ore from the open pit down below, and this is overlooking the giant open pit mine. You can see in the distance like these giant holes, and there's like purple and green gas emanating from them. Yeah,
Pleasant.
It's pretty far down. You can't really make out any particular details. You see a number of roads and paths that
Like a
the
purple
miners
haze?
would use. What's that?
I said it's like a purple haze.
Yeah. It looks much like the world does to Eli right now.
Okay.
Not that bad.
I don't know. You were pretty close to that chloroform rag.
I guess probably, yeah.
So what would you like to do, Nico? Are you gonna stay there.
Um,
You know, watch him. He's standing guard, like it's a guard post.
and is he the only one there?
There's another guard there with him. You overhear him give him a little shit for disappearing on him.
Okay. So I'm just I'm not beside them or anything. I just followed them back to here, and then I concealed myself behind something.
Yeah, there's a large. They're standing by a gate, so there's a large wall, and there's a number of tents and buildings too. Like it's fairly easy for you to stay out of their vision.
Okay. Are they like standing beside each other? Like, what are they doing?
So there's this giant wall. There's a door that leads to the kind of the ramp for the elevators, and they're just standing one on each side, facing outwards, kind of watching the to make sure nobody's coming up and into the military camp. They're just
Okay.
standing guard.
So I'll just stroll out of nowhere and just be like, "So, what are we guarding?"
So you're coming up from behind, like they're behind them.
I can't
is
get
the
behind
camp.
them, right? Because they have their backs to the walls of this gate.
No, they're standing, I guess, shoulders to the post of the gate. The gate has no door. Sorry, maybe that wasn't clear.
Okay.
Or if it does, it's open right now. You can't see the gate. And they're standing like with their shoulder, like left or their right shoulder, against that post and facing out over the pit. So you can totally walk up behind them.
Oh, so like they're not paying attention this way?
They're not concerned about what's happening in the camp.
Right. They're looking the other
The
way.
camp is full of their battalion. Like they don't care what's happening in the camp.
Okay, so I'll just come up behind them and ask them, "So, what are we doing?"
Are you being?
I'll say it
particularly-
only once I get beside them.
So you're being as stealthy as possible.
Yeah, till I get beside them.
Well, let's see how stealthy you are.
I don't know what I have to roll against. I know it's a fail, but
By the way, chat's telling you you're a klepto, Eli.
I am not.
How much
if
of the
it's
stuff in your
if it's
possession
my
is yours?
concealment,
Not
So
a
you failed
klepto.
against your concealment?
I'm guessing. I don't know which I'm rolling. The move silently or the concealment or the
Maybe
shadowing
I'll roll it.
still.
Well, you weren't trying to really hide yourself from them. You're trying to be silent. So is move silently an actual skill?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. And can you roll against that? Do you have that skill?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. But you failed anyway?
That's what I failed on earlier. Pretty much the same roll.
Okay. So you're trying to sneak up behind them. What kind of gear do you have that might make noise? Or you describe how they
Crunchy terrain.
yeah, something.
I got a clip drop harness or whatever. Maybe it like fell out or something, the clip portion of it, and I'm like, "So, what are we guarding?" As I like pick it up off the ground.
Okay. So as you're approaching, like for whatever reason, your one of your clips slipped out of the harness and fell to the ground. It wasn't right behind them, so they didn't like jump startled. They just kind of turned to look at you, and and as you're reaching down to pick up, you said, "So what are we guarding?" And Jertz says, "Oh, we're just making sure nobody comes in."
Comes in where? There? And I point that way.
You
Or
point
back
out-
here. I'm kind of like,
Yeah, this is the entrance to the main part of the Gorgonoid mine. We don't want anybody but military personnel in here, and those under or helping the military, like you guys of the Inquisition.
So what's going on in the mine?
Mining?
Not so much if it needs guarding.
Well, I don't know if I should tell you guys.
Maybe you don't know if you should tell us.
I don't know. Sergeant Reynard didn't seem too impressed with you guys, and he's my commanding officer.
Did he give you an order to not tell us?
Well,
I didn't hear that.
Not to to tell anybody what the military's doing.
Aren't you obligated to tell me?
Well,
As part of this Inquisition or whatnot?
Or whatnot.
are you an Inquisitor?
Am I an Inquisitor? God, no. Am I working for the Inquisitor? Yes, I am.
Well, according to subsection 14, only the Inquisitor has actual authority.
Didn't you see that fancy badge my friend had back there?
No.
Jeez, man, you can't even see me following you the whole way here. You didn't see that flashy gold badge he was holding?
Hey, there's no need to
What are
get
you
mean.
guarding?
I
don't even know if I trust you to guard it at this point.
Holy fuck. Are you okay, what are you doing to this poor guy? Are you attempting to charm him? Doesn't sound like it.
Not really, I guess not.
Sounds more like an intimidate to me.
Are you
I don't think that
attempting
exists.
to
Oh, it does exist.
Are you attempting to command him? I can see it sounds like you're either attempting to command him or possibly interrogate him.
I don't have interrogate. But I do have command.
Okay.
What is command? I need to read that. Command. Where are you?
It's against fellowship, and you need to get below a 17.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that sounds exactly what it is. Oh my god. Okay. I love this.
No bonus. These are military personnel.
Yep.
Well,
You saw what the failure was, right?
we'll be rescuing you from
Oh, you rolled 71?
military
That was
military prison.
No. No, he doesn't do. It depends what the success is or the failure.
Okay, you got 1 degree of failure there?
Yeah. I got exactly what it would be if I trained it.
Okay, so tell us exactly what happens on a failure.
Well, it says on a failure, they either misinterpret, do nothing at all, and if I failed by 5 or more, they contradict my orders entirely. So I don't know. He's either going to do nothing at all or misinterpret my question.
So what was your question that you commanded him?
I think I said, "What are you guarding?"
So he just looks at you and says, I'm not telling you anything. You best be leaving, or I'm going to have the other guards remove you. I have a job to do here.
And so do we. Didn't
Well,
you send for us?
You can take that up with the commissioner. I didn't send for anybody.
All right, where is this guy?
He points a little ways back to the top of the red-covered building. Or the
What's his name?
Commissar Nihilius. Speak to him. He'll tell you what you're doing here. Now you leave me alone.
All right, you best keep your eyes peeled, buddy. And lay off the grok sauce, whatever you're drinking.
Croc sauce.
Take off.
Okay.
You're making me want to make like a barbecued steak with like HP sauce on it or something.
Frack is a term, by the way, from this.
Really? I
Yeah.
totally ripped that off.
And if you're swearing, instead of using God, you say throne or emperor.
Yeah, I knew that. I just keep
And
forgetting
you
the
curse
God Emperor.
like you're English.
Yeah.
Bullocks.
Crikey. Okay, so where are you heading? Sorry?
I'll take note of where he pointed to. I'll head back and see if the guys are still where I left them. And then I want to get them if I can and say, found out where this guy is. But we'll see what happens.
Okay. So Nico heads back down the way he came and meets up with Reparo, who was... What were you doing? You're just sitting there waiting, right?
I was reading my tablet, reading about
Okay.
the planet and stuff. Any other information that would be useful to our
Okay, so Reparo's sitting there in a
mission.
chair, analyzing information in the tablet. Eli has just finished shredding the tent and making his own version of a haversack. Eli, did you have, or Reparo, did you have any specific things you wanted to know about the planet?
Any information on what is mined here that I can find? Like ore composition and that sort of stuff.
It is mostly a fuel.
You may have covered this before, but I don't remember.
That's fine.
Yeah, fuel you said. What kind of fuel would it be? Like uranium or something, or
your typical fuel for
are we talking like
spacecraft.
fantasy fuel?
Spacecraft fuel.
Okay.
You tell me what kind of fuel do you think they would mine for spaceships here?
That's okay. It's spaceship. I don't know. It's something
Dilithium
spacey.
crystals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're mining dilithium crystals. Yeah, for the warp drive. No, that's fine. Okay, I was just curious.
Sorry, copyright.
You keep
Dilithium.
reading, and I will tell you in a second. Eli, you see Nico approaching.
It's probably not important for the most part.
I agree. Oh, about the fuel. Thought you meant about Nico approaching.
Yeah.
Did I get all the rations?
What were you trying to do? You're just trying to carry these. Oh, in your...
I was trying to pile all of them into my overalls that I had converted into another bag.
Yeah.
I'm also going to look up, sorry to interject here, any information
Go
I can
for it.
find out about the city, any kind of gangs or any kind of faction disputes or anything like that that's going on that might be of note.
Okay, so Shrag, you stuff the legs. I'll get you in a second. Shrag, you stuff the legs of these overalls with the rations. You've got where are rations? I'm supposed to look this up.
Also, feel free to hit him anytime. I'm mostly fluff that's going to keep you busy. And possibly
just
give
be-
us money later.
I'm walking up to him and just kind of give him this like up and down, being like, "You farming now?"
What the heck are you? What are you doing? Would be
Yeah,
my
just like-
reaction.
What, are you farming now? As I take a look at him, wearing
His
his
overalls around his neck.
rations.
Okay,
and stuff.
you managed to stuff in 20 kits or 20 ration packs, weighing half a kilo each.
Wow.
With his frail body. Not being able to pull a fork out of a console.
This looks absolutely absurd to me as I come up to him, knowing that I have a backpack.
Yeah. So I'm heavy with these. So it's like, okay, well, I've got our supplies.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the hell are you doing? Are you a farmer now? I'm like, hey, I found the where we need to go. I'm just kind of like giving him a puzzled look. Yeah, we need to go see this nihilist dude, Commissar Nihilist. I don't know.
He's a nihilist.
Oh, let's go. Maybe he has something neat.
As you butcher his name, you hear one of the guards correct you and say Nihilius.
I was gonna say Nihilius. Yeah.
I said that nihilist.
Nihilius.
He's probably going to call him Nico anyway. It's okay.
He's got a bad case of smurrism.
Smurrism.
As you dismiss him, he just says, "Yeah, your funeral."
What did you say though? It was nihilist?
Nihilius.
Nihilius.
Ist or
No,
is?
no T. Nihilius.
That was close.
Like helium.
N-I-H-I-L-I-E-S. I-U-S, sorry.
Oh, I spelled it right. I just totally called him nihilist.
Okay.
I spelled it the exact same way. Awesome.
Okay, so you wanted to know, okay, the primary exports of this planet are ore, strategic metals, and fuel.
For tourism, please see.
The large planet you see in the distance is the capital of the large planet. Large city you see in the distance is the capital.
What does space fuel go for now these days? If we're gonna, set up our own little faction of stealing space fuel and selling it.
You don't know, but you're sure that your friends on the ship, the Black Comet, the rogue traitors, would possibly have that kind of information, seeing as that's kind of what they do.
Cool.
Do you know about rogue traders?
He would, being Voidborn.
Okay.
He's
I'm just wondering.
He's encountered the rogue traders.
Is that an underworld knowledge?
Rogue traders? No, rogue traders are something different. Rogue traders
I'm just
actually
trying to
probably would
figure out
have
what
nothing
those
to
are.
do with the underworld, unless they were black market rogue traders.
Would
So
you?
rogue
Would you
traders-
have any information on like black market prices for fuel or anything like that? Or
You won't have that in your guide there.
Will I have that?
Or
do I have to speak to someone? How does that work with that lore?
You tell me why you might know how fuel, how you were involved in possibly smuggling fuel.
Well, I was part of a gang back on my planet. So the underworld knowledge, I don't know whether fuel would be considered in this. Maybe I heard something.
did your
time.
gang like travel in between planets or anything like that? Or the gangs you were involved with?
Definitely going to have some specifications on the gang thing, because is it like the whole like mafia gang or the guys that smoke behind the lunchroom gang?
You know what? To be honest,
It was a badass gang.
Okay.
To be honest, the fuel, yeah, you'd be smuggling fuel. You're not going to be smuggling, or you wouldn't be probably involved with any of the fuel used for warp travel, because that's such a rare thing.
Let's say I didn't know the price, but did I know the general, like, you know how my flak cloak is rare or whatever? Would I know that this type of fuel is lucrative, or whether it's medium range? You know what I mean? Like, not a general statement. Maybe I heard some people talking about how they had like a
You would
deal
know that
going on.
in most cases, all ship fuel is extremely expensive. It's costly. Only the elite leave the planet.
Okay, and then they should know that, shouldn't they? Because don't they know about ship stuff?
They probably weren't. They're not exposed to the black market side of it.
Oh, okay.
Like they probably don't know where the fuel comes from. It's just they're
Just powers the ship.
In Reparo's case, he was part of a military ship. They probably don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. And you were on a space hulk, right, Eli?
I was on a what?
Space hulk.
Space Hulk, yeah.
So you're You probably have a respect for fuel, like it's rare and expensive for you.
Okay.
Was it a red space Hulk?
It's a precious commodity for you.
All right.
That aside, did I find anything about any kind of local factions on the planet that might be feuding or anything like that?
Nothing like that would be in the general database. You do know that the governor...
Like, I wouldn't have... Sorry to cut you off. I wouldn't have, like, any access to any kind of news articles or anything of anything going on that they might be reporting in the media?
No, you were pulling information from the Black Comet.
Okay.
So it doesn't have, like, that kind of up-to-date information.
Okay. So I'd probably have to get that on the planet somewhere.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. The way communications work... there's no such thing as like long range communication beyond light years, in the technical sense that we would think about it.
Okay.
Unless actually it would be like the way we would think about it. Like you're going to send a message like 200 light years away. It's going to take 200 years for it to get there.
Right.
Like they don't have any kind of subspace technology.
There's no kind of void communication.
Exactly. What they use is psychers.
Okay.
So they have to pass information between special kinds of psychers that can send messages, and it's not exactly an exact science. So they could never like send a news article.
Well, I'm gonna ask you something else. Does every planet have like its sort of local internet or intranet?
Yeah, it would have some sort of communication system.
What would the general knowledge of that be? Like, would everybody know about the quote-unquote internet on that particular planet, or?
No, you're probably going to see the elite crust of the planet use it.
So there wouldn't be, like, the general public wouldn't really typically have access to that?
No, the general public probably doesn't have enough tech knowledge to even log in.
So would there be, like, a general media, like a television type thing, a situation, or?
There could be. It would be extremely biased and probably entirely controlled by the governing faction.
Right.
So is there, if you had like high Imperium background, you would probably know about this, or is that even to them foreign?
Know about what, our so-called internet thing, or?
Yeah.
You would know of it. Yeah, you would know it exists. Whether or not you used it, maybe not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find a way for me specifically to data mine. That's why I was sort of trying to get an understanding of what the general knowledge is of this sort of information. I can go up to Joe Blow and be like, "Hey, where can I access the internet in this planet?" They're like, "Oh, what?"
You probably won't. Yeah, you're not gonna know this. Your character does not know this yet.
Okay.
Nico, your character's probably actually acutely aware of this, but the general bias in all written materials towards the governing faction, basically whoever is in charge writes the history.
Yeah. Okay.
So
history's constantly changed by whoever's running the whole deal in their favor, obviously.
Exactly. You can't, if you read up and it says somebody's guilty of something, it's just because maybe the person in power didn't like them.
Right.
Think Emperor Menks?
Yep.
Right.
Right.
Anyway, I was telling you about the planet. The planet governor is Queen Larchima the Third.
Well, okay. So I know that much?
That's in your book. She's writing the history, so she
planet,
made that very clear.
What? Governor?
Yep.
Is who? What's her name?
Queen. She's just known as Queen Lachryma. That's all one word. Lachryma the Third.
Now, would she be in like direct correspondence with the Inquisitor? Is that sort of the relationship? I'm trying to understand the relationship between the local sort of oligarchy or monarchy.
The monarchy might send messages either through the various rogue trader ships that are traveling, or they might use an imperial. They probably definitely on staff have a Psyker communicator. So they
Okay.
because of the nature of this, they probably used that to send out for help.
Yeah. So what? So would her relation? Would she have direct relationship or communication with like the Inquisitor? Or how would that work?
No, they've probably actually never spoke.
Okay.
She probably sent a message out saying that the tithes for this planet were in jeopardy, and this
Okay.
is such a high-profile planet that the Administratum immediately contacted the Inquisition to send help or to deal with it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's good. I'm just trying to get an idea of
Yep.
if would I even know how the system works like that, or
You're probably aware of the communications aspect of the Psyker communicators, because they're often on ships also.
okay. Okay.
And you'd probably be definitely aware of the range limitations of voxes and stuff like that.
How many cities are there on the planet? Was I able to bring up any information on that?
There's a number of cities on this planet. None of them as big as the Sky City, I guess we'll call it.
Does it have a name, the Sky City?
I think it does, but I don't have it written down.
Why don't we just call it Sky City?
Yeah, we'll call it that for now. There's a number of different noble houses that run different parts of the other kind of cities, or they're almost like factions within the planet that all work towards supporting the Queen.
Okay, so the Queen oversees everything on the entire
Yep.
planet, but each sort of. Okay, I gotcha.
It's divided up, and they each basically. There's the Planet Defense Force, which is the planet's army, reports to the Queen, and then there's various other armies. Some report to the different barons or baronesses that run the different areas.
Is the Queen? Does it say where the Queen typically resides? Is she typically in Sky City, or is there like a bigger capital somewhere else?
She is in the Sky City. There's nothing but nobles in the Sky City.
Oh, okay. So Sky City is a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the place to be on the planet, basically.
Yeah. Planets have something called a tithe grade too. This one is categorized as exactus extreminus, which extreme extraction. So this is major resources coming from this planet.
Okay. So this is gotcha.
Yeah.
The Hong Kong of the planet.
Pretty much like something that she whispered that something was going on, and the Inquisition was immediately dispatched, which doesn't happen.
Okay.
Which might lead you to believe what the fuck is he doing sending 3 greenhorns?
Right. And our mission was specific to this particular mine. Is there any other mines on the planet, or is this the only mine that's the major sort of
This
mine?
is the biggest, largest mine, the Gorgonad mine.
Okay. Okay. The Gorgon what mine?
Garganoid.
Garganoid.
That's your
Garganoid.
spelling.
What does that mean? Is it just a name for it?
Just
Is there any
me.
specific? Okay, there's no specific reference or anything. It's not. There's not any kind of garganoids inside the mine I should be afraid of. Or anything.
If there is, I've never seen them.
Okay. It's not any reference to any kind of mythological beast or anything like that.
Not that I've seen, but I never know. Gorg Onid. Gorgonid.
The Calixus sector.
Garganoid. Okay. Cool.
Governed by the Khaleesi. What?
I think that's. I don't think there's anything else about the planet that I would really be researching.
Isenholm. Isenholm is the capital of Sephirus Secundus.
There we go.
Oh, you're able to actually find this?
This is a real planet, yeah. This is established in the...
Isenholm. So that would probably be the name of the city then.
Yeah.
That is the name of the capital city, yes. A wondrous city built into the mountain crags.
Okay. Oops. Isenholm. All right. Cool. That should give us some information and some info for any of the people that are sort of watching and are curious about the situation.
Okay, so I believe you're sitting there downloading or reading all this information and
Yep.
learning all this stuff. And,
Yep, that's fine. Mhm.
What's his... Nico had just come back and you were discussing something with Eli?
I was laughing at Eli and telling him he looks ridiculous and asking him if he's being a farmer now. And then I kind of eyed him up and down and looked at Badgeman here, Reparo, and said, I found where Commissar Nihilist is, and then the guard corrected me.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, okay, that guy, he's over this way.
Shreg, your homemade pack that you made,
Mm-hmm.
the pack itself weighs nothing. The contents that you have in it now is 10 kilos. So, all equally weighted, so whatever's in there, just divide it.
Okay.
So this, of course, brings up the next question I have for you, Shreg, which is how much can you carry?
Let's see. Tables, gear. I can carry 27 kilos.
Really?
Yep.
What's your strength?
22 or something like that. I have
can
a
you
carry
carry
score
more
of
than me?
5. I don't know. I've got a carry score of 5. I can carry 27. Lift 54. Push 108. Oh, but my current is already 27. So I'm going to have to... I don't know.
How can you carry more than me?
I still don't know that answer.
Hacks.
Because mine says I carry score of 4.
Why?
And my strength is higher than 22.
Consult the book.
Okay, we are going
Let
to
me grab
figure
the
out
book.
if Eli has been crushed by his burden, and we will be right back after a short break. Should be fun for me.